So welcome in. My name is Heidi. I'm in California, America. I'm just doing some readings today. I thank you for joining in. Fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sag, your vibes for the week ahead. So I have some very lovely cards in my deck, and this one's just it's not supposed to be real special. It's just it's whatever. The glass isn't half empty, it's not half full, it's bland, it's boring, it's dull, it's stagnant, it's just Okay, so fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Spirit is calling you this week to take a look at where your life seems a little boring, a little bland, where it's lacking some kind of enrichment that you could potentially bring in for yourself. This may be you just kind of in the dulls and the BLAHS. We go through this kind of phase from time to time where nothing is really interesting, and I need to say that it's a choice to remain in that same energy. If you just aren't feeling anything, then hey, let it be so. But Spirit is calling you to make sure that you are caring for your minimum basic needs. All right. It's one thing when we just don't want to do stuff, we're down in the dumps or whatever it is. But sometimes we need to see a doctor. I'll just say this, I'm not a medical doctor of anything at all, but once in a while it does help to receive medication or therapy or counseling or any of these things that are available to assist us as we maneuver through this dimension. Okay. However, if you are just feeling like non-committed, I feel a non-committal type of thing, Spirit is calling you to allow yourself to feel your feelings. That way you can find that clarity, man. Why do I feel this way about this, that, the other thing, myself, my life, my time, my day? And once you're tired of that, okay, well, you know what? Maybe I should shake it up a little. Maybe I should decide to do something a little different. Okay, but it's up to you to decide what that is and when it's appropriate. The card that you have here, what's going on? You've got the number 52, stand still. So I kind of kept these together here because they seem very similar to me. This 5 and 2 speaks to me about changing the way that you are co-creating with life, changing the way that you are co-creating with the world, because the same old ways aren't really satisfying to you any longer. You might feel in limbo. You might feel like there's a standstill. Nothing's happening. Life's on pause right now, or maybe you wish it would be. Maybe you don't have enough time to stop and pause. However, I feel like something's got to give. Something's got to change. And it has to do with the way that you are spending your time and the way that you feel about your life. Like Spirit is really encouraging you, if you have the spare time, to pick up a hobby. And if you don't have the spare time, like I'm always busy, like these moments or these chores, obligations, tasks, duties, is there a way that you could bring more life, more fun, more invigorating energy into this? Is there a way that you can, so that you can make it more enjoyable for yourself? I mean, the reality is life can't always be sunshine and roses, okay? But we can do our best to make it as exciting and enjoyable for ourselves as possible with what it is that we have going on. So that is what Spirit is calling for the fire signs. Don't settle for just whatever. You're the one who knows what maybe would be right for you. And if you don't know, you'll trying different things to find out is what Spirit is saying. Okay, deciding to undertake a new hobby, if you're able to do that. A hobby, a craft, an activity, a group, going out into nature, different things that shake up the traditional norm of your week, that kind of just smooth out the wrinkles in the patterns that you have going on. Okay, and they're also bringing me back to those chores, tasks, duties, obligations. Music. Are you somebody who can incorporate music while you do things? Earbuds, headphones, this kind of thing can help to kind of pep things up as you're tackling those boring tasks or obligations that otherwise, you might begrudge but need done. So Spirit is saying it's up to you to spice up your life. It's up to you to make your life worth living for yourself. You're the one who's living it, and you're the one who knows. Now, additional factor, you got number 45, loud and clear. So maybe you are speaking up about these things. Or maybe you're just receiving the message very loud and clear about things that are distasteful for you. I just can't stand that anymore. I don't want to be involved in that anymore. I don't want to do it. I don't want to talk to that person. My needs aren't met, whatever. I feel how there's a lack of progress here. And maybe but maybe others don't quite get the message. Okay, and you might be shouting it from the rooftops, or you think that you are, and I can feel how nothing's really happening. Okay, so you cannot stop and back down just because you're not seeing progress or reciprocity in these areas. Spirit is saying to continue living authentically and setting your healthy boundaries, communicating openly, and advocating for yourself and your needs. That is the best way to co-create with whatever's going on. Okay. And really, you've got to listen to your body signals, man. I feel like some of this is maybe you not giving it to others. Some of this is you denying it within yourself. I'm fine. I'm fine. My back doesn't hurt that bad. I'm going to keep pushing through this anyway. And then later I'm going to be like, oh my God, my back, my this, my that. Right. I'm feeling this for fire signs here, how you might push yourself too hard and not listen to your body's cues or your emotional cues. You might allow boundaries to be overstepped and then later kick yourself for not saying anything. Spirit is calling you to start bringing your awareness to these things in the moment where you can make those adjustments and address those things, as opposed to kicking yourself later and then still being involved or whatever. I know I'm kind of going off on left field here, but I hope the fire signs are following me. This is not for everybody, but it certainly is for some. So listening to your body's cues and honoring your own needs, coming back to that basic care. You must rest sufficiently. You must stay hydrated. You must eat sufficiently for whatever you need. Okay. There's an aspect of exercise that's necessary. There's an aspect of hygiene that is necessary. Okay. And sometimes we might fall into these patterns of who gives a crap and neglect some of these things. And even just one of those things can, it's a burden. Fuck it. I'll hold it over till tomorrow, and it creates this deficit and this pattern of lack of self-care. All right. And lack of listening to your cues and listening to what it is that your body needs. Bottom line, you are not your body. You are a soul and you have a body, and the body is in your care, and the body will take you anywhere you need to go for your entire lifetime as long as you maintain it. Okay. And that means basic minimum needs, that rest, that hydration, the food, the exercise, the hygiene. These are things just like a vehicle. A car needs maintenance to continue driving you anywhere you need to go. The body needs maintenance. You cannot ignore it forever. And along those same lines, fire signs, it's like the emotional boundaries also need maintenance, and you cannot ignore those forever. That also leaves its mark. It also brings you down. It also causes issues within you. So speaking up and setting boundaries is necessary. Maybe you need a pause, and maybe you need to give yourself that. Loud and clear, stand still. Maybe like, oh, I have this schedule, I've got to keep it up, and my schedule is so busy and I've got all these things to do. Well, fire sign, pencil in just one more thing for yourself. You need it. 30 minutes of uninterrupted time. 1 hour to watch your favorite show or read that book or sip your beverage and have a smoke or whatever you want to fucking do. Okay. Spirit is saying to you, fire sign, that it's up to you to give yourself what you need so that you can function in all of the ways that are best for you and be healthy and happy. You're moving in that direction. Now, Aries here, you've got the 5 of Cups. Money losses. All is not lost. If you look behind, you may have something to salvage. Okay, so those are the taglines on the card, but the 5 of Cups is about regretting the losses of the past, regretting it so deeply that you could maybe not be so grateful about what you have going on today. Okay, now the card to support this is number 42, woman holding a coin. Okay, so I can feel with Aries here how maybe in the past you were more financially sustainable. Maybe your life was, a little bit more predictable, a little more stable, more satisfying for you in the past. Now, even now, look at this. Like, well, if the past was so great, what was going on there? Okay. What can you do to invite in some of that invigorating energy into your now moments? I know it's not going to have the same people. It's not going to be those same experiences, but you are the person who holds the coin, the physical, tangible objects in your life that can make something happen, instead of dwelling on the past or dwelling on what you don't have. It's easy to say, oh man, I wish I had this, I wish I had that, life was so much better before. But when that becomes the predominant mindset, then you're blocking yourself from receiving beneficial gifts that will activate you to brighter spaces. You're resonating on a lower vibe frequency. Spirit is encouraging you, Aries, to shift that mindset into gratitude, into actionable steps, what you can do to create something that is more exciting or enjoyable for your life just in this moment, just today, just in this moment. And keep doing that for yourself. And before you know it, you're not going to be worrying about what used to be. Okay. You're going to be excited about what is. Wow, that's interesting. Okay. So Leo, you have stand still, loud and clear. You also have the Ace of Swords, frustrations, double-edged sword, hollow victory. The Ace of Swords is also clarity, having an epiphany, knowing the truth of the matter. Do you see this sword is in this person's hand? They're able to cut through the bullshit and know exactly what's going on. Okay. I also feel how this could be, man, yes, clarity about the way that you're spending your time, okay, and the things that you want to be involved in, the way that you can brighten your day. This is card also number one. Ace is one. This is number one. I'm loving all these ones for Leo here because this is about you deciding who you are and where to place your focus on what you'll allow in your life and not settling for less just because that's the way it's always been, right? Well, then it won't be any different unless you activate change. I feel this is change here, this Ace of Swords, but it does say hollow victory. Some changes are a little bit challenging. It says double-edged sword, so you might cut the sword and it might cut you back. However, the sun is here. That's about opening to new patterns, opening to new ways of being, new blessings from the universe, stepping out into the sunshine, enjoying your life because you're the one who's living it, and cutting away any bullshit that doesn't line up with you feeling like a good person living a good life, Leo. Sagittarius now. Sagittarius, you got the 10 of Cups, happiness, good things, part of your celebration. 10 of Cups can be about the emotional support network that you have in your life, your family, your friends, partner, etc., at work or at home, those people that you spend the most time with, the people that give back to you in a real way, or your lack of that. Okay. So I want to say to you, I see here for Sagittarius, like the standstill, the loud and clear, like things are at a pause. You're not really happy. You know exactly what needs done. But there's some kind of an imbalance here where it's not exactly reciprocal. You have number 22, yin yang, the yin yang, the balance, the reciprocity. But here with the egg card, it's lacking here. There's a standstill. I'm not getting the reciprocity that I need from the people that I'm in connection with. Sagittarius, it's up to you to speak up about this if you have unmet needs, or if you need assistance, or if you need to delegate so that everything can move in a smoother direction. I feel a hesitancy from Sagittarius to want to speak up, which confuses me a little bit because typically Sagittarius does not mind to vocalize what exactly is going on. So I'm wondering if you feel like you're beating your head against the wall, you know, like, oh my God, I've said this so many times and it's just an incorrectable behavior or whatever this could be. Then Sagittarius spirit is calling you to call a spade and recognize that other people have their own free will choices as well. And they don't have to be the way that you think that they should be. They don't have to. But in the same note, if you're not okay with who it is that they are, you don't have to remain in connection or in communication with them. Okay, I kind of feel how there's a few different stubborn energies here, and maybe nobody wants to speak up because nobody feels it'll be well received. I see the triangle on the card here. There's no need for that. There's no need to triangulate against one another to create the kind of change that you desire. Healthy and fair and balanced change is what you want. So speak about it on the surface. Get everyone involved so that everyone's on the same page and moving in that direction. I feel how someone is too stubborn to speak up or has some kind of resistance or apprehension towards that, but Spirit is saying that's exactly what needs to happen. Sagittarius and all of the fire signs. Thank you, fire signs.